How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Sicerik TV. Today, I'm going to be going on over the Google Pixel 6, and I've been using this device for a little over a week now, and I have some thoughts about this, things I like and things I do not like. But for the most part, excellent device from Google. They really knocked it out of the park with the flagship device from them, and I'm really enjoying it. But like I said, all phones aren't perfect. This phone is not perfect, so we're going to jump down the good and the bad of the Pixel 6. So with that being said, guys, don't forget to subscribe, click that bell icon, that way you get notified on my future videos, just like the one we're going to talk about today. So let's go ahead and jump down into it, shall we? Alright, so we're going to be talking about the Google Pixel 6 and the good and the bad of this device. Like I said before, I've been using this for over a week now, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on this, the good and the bad. So first off, Google, this is the flagship we've been waiting for, guys. This is the Pixel flagship that we've all been waiting for all these years, and Google did deliver in that department, but this is not a perfect phone, so we're going to be talking about that. So first off, with the good and the price, this is an absolute deal. $599 for 128 gigabyte storage. If you opt for the 256 like I did, it's $699, and this is just a regular Pixel 6, so that is an excellent price for flagship qualities right here. It is not a mid-range phone. It's got excellent cameras, so the price really good. Even if you get the Pro, it's still under $1,000, guys, depending on which variant as far as storage you go with. But the price, Google knocked it out of the park. This is really good competition for Samsung and OnePlus. Go on over to the cameras. Camera on here is freaking fantastic. It's easy to use. It's simple. It's one of those take out, snap, and just shoot photos without having to worry about getting a good shot. You're going to get a good shot regardless. And the camera on here does not disappoint. The only thing that I would say about the camera is the front-facing video caps out at 1080p, which I wish it was 4K, but it's not that huge of a deal. It is, this isn't $1,000 phone that can't do 4K on the front, like, for instance, the OnePlus 9 over here, but still I would like to have seen 4K on the front-facing camera. Still, pictures and photo and video come out absolutely amazing on this phone. Really good. Pixels are known for taking really good pictures and video, and Google did not disappoint in that department as well. The build quality of the Pixel 6 is absolutely stunning. This is a premium device. It is glass and metal construction. Very nice, very premium, and very nice to look at, especially with this camera visor on the back. I do have a case on it, but it is a very nicely built phone. The buttons are clicky and tactile. You could just hear that click of the buttons. It's just really nice, and very excellent build quality on here. And going on to the next one, yes, the buttons are very clicky and responsive and tactile. These are the most clickiest buttons I've ever used, guys. Like, I just sit in my pocket and just clicking on that button, they're very satisfying clicks. Haptics on here are very good as well. When you're typing and everything and you're getting a phone call and messages, these haptics are really nice. I don't know what kind of vibration motor they've used on here, but it is really good and probably the best out of all my devices. There is no janky, ugly sound when this thing goes off. It is a nice, clean vibration on the Google Pixel 6. The display on here, while not being 120 Hertz, it is a 90 Hertz display, 1080p by 2400. Very nice, excellent display. You get a lot of detail on here on this display. The colors are nice and vibrant, and while I would like to have seen 120 Hertz, 90 Hertz is still better than 60 Hertz, guys. 60 Hertz, I don't know if I could ever go back to using 60 Hertz. It's just a huge difference between that and using something like 90 and 120 hertz, the display on here will not disappoint. On this device, of course, the Pixel Pro has a WQHD display, higher resolution, larger, and it does go up to 120 hertz, but at 90 hertz for this price range, I'm totally happy with it. This is a really nice panel that Google is using on the Pixel 6. Now going on over some of the bad things, as you've probably heard by everyone on YouTube, the fingerprint sensor, it is slow and it is kind of annoying to use sometimes. You can't just tap on it to unlock your device. You have to set on there for quite a bit for it to actually register and feel that vibration for it to unlock your device. So it's not as quick as other devices like say the OnePlus 9 Pro, where you can just tap on it and boom, it unlocks it. It's pretty slow compared to other devices. It is an optical fingerprint sensor, and let's go ahead and see if we can do this right here and give it a test. So yeah, as you can see, the OnePlus definitely unlocks a little bit quicker. Optical fingerprint sensor, it's not an ultrasonic, but still it should be faster if it's an optical. Ultrasonic fingerprint sensors are a little bit slower, but yeah, they need to work on the fingerprint sensor. And going on to the next one, this thing does not have facial recognition. So with that being said, with the slow fingerprint sensor and no face recognition, they don't give you very many options here. So if that fingerprint sensor ain't working, you're gonna have to go in there and type in your password pretty much every single time this thing does not work. You do not have face unlock on the Pixel 6, which is kind of annoying. And yeah, I would like to have seen facial recognition on here for the Google Pixel 6. Another issue I've had with this is the fingerprint icon not showing up on your always on display all the time. It sort of disappears, but I have found a little bit of a fix for that. When you go into developer options and you change your animation speeds, to 0.5 and your duration and all that, and you scroll all the way down to window animation, transition animation, and animator duration scale. When you change the animator duration scale to 0.5, it breaks that fingerprint sensor sometimes from showing up on your always on display. Therefore, you don't have that option to see where it's at and it won't pop up. So you got to turn the device on or double click, and then your fingerprint sensor would show up along with your battery status over here. So I was wondering, why isn't it showing up all the time? It would disappear. It's because if you change the animation speeds on the Pixel 6, it does break that icon on your always on display for some odd reason. So keep that in mind. You could change the window and the transition to 0.5, but keep the animator duration scale to 1 times. And it is a little bit of a more drawn out effect, but still you will not lose that fingerprint icon on your always on display. Double tap to sleep. If you're using the stock launcher, you do not get the double tap to sleep on the Pixel launcher to turn off your device like you would on something like Nova Launcher, like so. So I would highly suggest installing Nova Launcher on here. And plus, it does give you a bit more of customization of your home screen as far as icons go, and you still get your Google feed, and you can remove that bottom search bar at the bottom, and you can remove your at a glance up top. So customization on the Pixel launcher is quite bare bones. You cannot double tap to sleep. You could double tap to wake the device, but if you want to put it to sleep, you cannot do something like that unless you use Nova Launcher. So I highly suggest going to the Play Store and downloading Nova Launcher and setting it up on your device. It works flawlessly. Your recent menu panel comes up just fine, no issues whatsoever when using Nova Launcher. Camera crashes on here every now and then. I will get a black camera on here, so when I click into the camera when I'm using it for a while and then I go back to it, the screen is completely black, and that is kind of annoying. Little app crashes on the Pixel 6 so far have been kind of annoying, like having to force stop the camera. You sort of just have to close it out, and then if you go back to the camera, it'll work just fine. And there is a little bit of a lag whenever you open up the camera and you're trying to find your subject. It does jerk around a little bit, But performance on here has been a little bit iffy, but still fantastic, if that makes any sense. There is some little stuttering here and there, which probably could be fixed in a future update. But I've noticed things like that when you first open up the camera and you move it around, it's very jerky. And other than that, app crashes on here have been known as far as the camera. And when you're using YouTube Studio, when you're trying to like edit a video, when I'm trying to edit a video, it does crash, especially if you try to, you know, put a thumbnail on there. This app totally crashes, and there have been reports of app crashes on here. So hopefully this kind of stuff gets fixed on a future update from Google. And speaking on updates, I've only gotten one update since I've had this thing, and this phone has been out already a 3 weeks. I think it's 2 or 3 weeks this phone has been out, like officially. Only been out for like a week, but still Google sent this out to a lot of people, and there's only been one update, so that's kind of disappointing. Hopefully the next update fixes these issues that everybody's been having. Next on the list is going to be stereo speakers. So the speakers on here, while being pretty good, they're not as loud as other devices. If you check out one of my other videos that I did of this versus the LG Velvet, the LG Velvet got a little bit louder than the Pixel 6. And I'm going to be doing other videos, you know, as far as compared to the OnePlus 9, as far as the stereo speakers go. But the speaker quality, it's good, but it does not get as loud as I would like it to get. I would like to have seen a little bit louder speaker quality. I don't know how it is on the Pro. I think it's about the same on the Pro. So yeah, the speakers on here, while getting loud, they do not get loud enough. I would prefer something a little bit more louder, just because I like listening to music and watching videos on here, and I really like loud speakers. Going on over to battery life, which is probably going to be the last thing on the list. Battery life has been okay. It is not amazing like some of my other devices. The OnePlus 9 Pro gets pretty good battery life. The S21 is okay, but this does not compare to the LG Velvet and the LG V60 as far as battery life goes. I had to turn off 5G on here just to get that extra bit of juice on here, because after an 8-hour night at work, I'd leave work and this phone will be at 40 or 30% battery life. And that's just with streaming music all night, playing music, watching a couple of videos, you know, things like that. But the battery life goes down pretty quickly on here. So I turned off 5G, and that gave me a little bit better battery life. I left work, an 8-hour night at work, and I was at about 60%. So that definitely changes things drastically. If you turn off 5G and just have this running on LTE, you will get way better battery life on the Pixel 6. So there's a tip for you. Turn off 5G, guys. You do not need it right now, and you will get excellent battery life on your Pixel 6. So that being said, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, go ahead and subscribe, and please click that bell icon. Give me a thumbs up while you're at it. I know a lot of people watching these videos aren't subscribed to my channel, so I really appreciate it. Get more people on board and start watching my videos and start following me. I really appreciate everybody who is subscribed and watching and supporting my channel. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.